Hello. Oh my god, I can't explain how nice it is to be sitting down and talking to you guys. I mean, I've spent the last 4 weeks speaking to accountants, to under fours, and shouting at Kanye. um, but yeah, no, I wanted to jump on and just talk about just the craziness that lockdown 3.0 has brought to my life. Some of you may have noticed that I've been really quiet on social media and I've been really quiet on the blog front, but things have just got in the way. 2021, I wanted it to be full of joy and positivity, and it has, but it's definitely also been really, really challenging. So just to kind of break some of it down, my partner got coronavirus like probably a couple days into January, and he was bedbound for 2 weeks. I was in a really intense situation where I had to take on homeschooling for the first time again, and I had to also start a very busy period for myself at work, and having to do that with no help whatsoever was difficult. My 2-year-old, I feel bad for her the most, because when they're 2 you can kind of just leave them to do kind of whatever, but when my first child was 2, I was on it with her. I was teaching her alphabets, I was teaching her numbers, I was doing, I was really proactive on that front. But with the 2-year-old, I mean, I'm throwing her a tablet, which, I only found our tablet probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I hid it because generally I don't want my children to be reliant on technology. I'm very much into old school learning, and I want them to be active. We're out, we're having a bike ride, all of that type of stuff. Like, I'm an active person, I love that, but all of that's just, it's disappeared, it's depleted. I'm now in a situation where I am in a survival mode. I'm gonna do what it takes to get through the day, and I started beating myself up about this. I was just really over worried that I couldn't do it all, and then it got to a point where I thought, oh my god, you are doing so much, Dion. You're only human and you've got to give yourself a break. Even though that was difficult for me to kind of digest, like, me take a break. I'm like, anyone who knows me knows I am on the go all the time. But no, I had to be disciplined, and I had to talk to myself properly and say stop, because you're going to burn yourself out, and your children and everything around you is going to suffer as a result of it. So I literally wanted to jump on and say, if you're anything like me, you probably need to hear this. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to accept that you can't do everything. You need to set particular boundaries and stick to them. So for me, the boundaries that I've set is probably more centered around work, because that's probably where I put the most pressure on myself. I've had to speak to managers and just let them know that at the end of the day, things are not going to be delivered in the way or at the pace that they may be used to with me. And you know what? They were absolutely fine. And I thought, you put on so much pressure on yourself, Dion, but the people around you are so supportive. So stop right now. And yeah, I revisited my boundaries, and they're back, and I feel in a more secure place with that. The other thing, you need to make time for yourself. For me, that's exercising, and a shout out to Mina Fitness for being there 5 days a week helping me out. But yeah, I make sure that I get my daily exercise in. It's something that has been part of my life for such a long time, and I've had to be strict about not sacrificing that part, because again, it's also a bit of a stress reliever for me. Like, if I'm ever feeling frustrated or things become overwhelming by the time I've had my workout, like all of that just, you know, it just alleviates and I become back into my zen mode, and that's the mode I try to stay in. And lastly, just know it's not gonna last forever. It feels like it's never ending, but at the end of the day, time is our biggest friend. Nothing stays the same. Things always have to move forward. Sometimes things are hard and they get better, sometimes things are better and they get hard, but we just got to trust in the process, live in the present moment, and love and laugh and make time to talk to your friends, your family, which I have to work on. I'm gonna revisit that. I'm gonna stop that, because I'm not going to try and do it all, but I want to make sure that other people know that I'm okay, or other people know when I'm struggling. But this whole blanket silence thing is not cool. So I'm learning. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to say. I will be dedicating some time to my blog. It's not going to be as often as it used to be until things kind of settle down. I'll probably start reposting some of my current material, because I think I've written about 70 articles and a lot of it is still relevant, and I know I've got quite a few new followers who probably haven't seen some of the stuff I've done, so I think I'm gonna just try and cycle some of the stuff that I've been doing, because why not? And then at least that keeps you know, the topic that is close to my heart kind of still visible on my platforms, and it will make me feel a bit better. Yeah, well, I hope you have a lovely weekend, and yeah, look out for some of my postings, and remember my 5 takeaways. Be kind to yourself, set yourself boundaries, and I can't remember the rest, but just rewind.